It was too hot for that jacket. I was sweating. Brad was sweating. But the thing is, you got to sacrifice for the art because people can't tell the temperature by looking at the video.
So true.
I sweated so much, the purple on my stars start dripping into the white. That shirt's ruined now.
Hey, it's your girl, Emily Curl with iHeartRadio, and today we're here talking about the song and music video for Freedom Was a Highway. We have Jimmie Allen here with us and the director of the video, Chris Beyruti. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jimmie. Welcome.
Hello.
It's good to see you guys. Now, this is iHeart's Frame by Frame, where we're breaking down the behind the scenes and deconstructing key moments from the music video. So I've selected a few of my favorites, but before we even dive into that, I want to take a moment and talk about this collaboration. You both directed the video. What was that, which is so cool, what was that like on set, getting to work together?
Man, it was great. I actually met Chris on the set of Noah Snacky's video because one of my dreams has always been to be involved a lot more with my music video, but I could never find a director that could take my idea and make it better. Every other director just wanted to change it. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not giving you my money. But what I love about Chris is he understands it from the point of just it has to look cool. The quality has to be great. Gotta have fun. It's gotta be different.
So Jimmie, I think you said this was your idea. How did you land on the concept for the song, you know, in comparison to the video?
I kind of just been playing around with it for a while. I'm obsessed with like mini movies and videos, something that kind of has like a little story to it. So I just had I had like a plain idea of coming out of a church, hopping into a car. First it was a truck, but I was like, I'm tired of seeing trucks in country music. I don't want to get in a truck. No.
Okay.
The first trucks, and I hit Chris up at the last minute, like what, 2 days before? Like, nah.
It was the morning of. Jimmie was like, hey man, I'm kind of over the whole truck country thing. Can we get some Mustangs out there? I'm like, yeah, let me call everyone I know and see if we can get that.
So let's start back at the beginning. Let's jump into that first frame. Now, we normally like to start with setting the scene. So obviously we have this moment where we see the location. Where exactly was this shot?
We were in East Nashville, right on the river. And this was a Baptist church. We had looked at like a few of them, and for logistic reasons, this was one of the closer churches we could find. And I brought the three to Jimmie, and he's like, yeah, man, like this is the one. Like grandiose, you know, a classic Baptist chapel with the big like Roman pillars. And we just thought to ourselves, like, this is where we need to shoot this first scene. So
Jimmie, how did you know this was the right place to shoot it?
Just felt right. You know, I trust my gut. I trust Chris at this point. So if Chris says it's a cool thing, then I take a look at it. 99.99999 chance that it's cool, and it was.
Now let's talk about the logistics for a second. Chris, what camera was used on set for the duration of the shoot?
We had 3 Alexa Minis, as well as a what's called a Phantom extra slow motion camera. For later on, we'll explain what that camera was used for. Everything was shot pretty much, chronologically, where we started with the church. It had to be logistically perfect because we only had 12 hours to make sure we didn't go into overtime. So we made sure everything was within 4 or 5 minutes. And then while we were at the church, we were setting up for the next scene. And while we were at the next scene, we were setting up for the one further along. So,
well, let's go ahead and jump into that next frame. So Jimmie, you already kind of talked about this, but let's talk about this car, which now knowing that this was a last minute decision is so funny to me. So what kind of car do we have here? And Jimmie, what was it like driving it?
The 66 Mustang. It was great. Let y'all in on a little secret. So me and Chris had this idea to show me switching gears and stuff like that, but I didn't get to do it in time. We ran out of sunlight. So that's another black guy's hand.
Yep.
This isn't you.
If you want to hear something even crazier, that car's not even in Nashville. That was filmed in LA, this opening pulling and twisting scene.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So this wasn't even shot the day of?
Not that part right there. No, because like me and Chris wanted to have that to where we do like all the stop motion stuff, but we didn't have time to do it that day. So then I was watching, I was like, oh, wait, did I do that? No, that's another black guy.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. I did.
So that's so funny. So I'm always curious with these shots, Jimmie, how fast are you actually driving here? And Chris, this camera was on the car. Yeah, where's the camera here?
So the camera was mounted onto the hood on the left. We wanted to get a shot where we saw a lot of the landscape behind Jimmie. That way, when we did these cuts, so that we felt like time was passing, we could just see everything that was behind him. And then meanwhile, we had a car full of 8 people in front of him, 3 in the back hatch open, 1 pulling focus, the other one yelling things to Jimmie in a radio, and then the BTS guy taking photos from the back. So
during that scene, my last single, Make Me Want To, is playing in the background. So that's kind of my thing. At the start of each music video will be the last single, kind of like continuing a story.
Interesting. I love that detail. Let's jump into our next frame that we have. So this is when we see this guitar moment. So Jimmie, we see you finding it in the woods. It's this amazing guitar. Tell me a little bit about the creative and inspiration behind including this.
Well, we definitely, I'm a huge Disney guy. I love magical stuff. Anything with some sort of sorcery and mystery and flair and flash, I'm all about it. And they added the details to that. Even the muscle you see under my shoulder was added.
Both arms, yeah.
Yeah, they added the arms to me. It's kind of like a bodysuit I put on, and they made it just worked out. But then you got the guitar. Like, I love that, like how they made it glow. And then even when I wipe it off, little fairy dust particles coming off of it.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Mary Poppins.
Really? And now, is this actually one of your guitars here?
Yes, that's my guitar. My band actually, one of my favorite colors is gold. So I wear gold boots on stage, gold solo cups. I got a gold microphone. And for my birthday, my band bought and customized me a gold Fender electric guitar that I play on stage now.
Now let's talk about the band, because in the next frame we see them. So Chris, let's start this one with you. I love like the stop motion effect that we see in this next moment. How was this done logistically on set, and how long did it take?
So this one took a minute because it took a lot of planning. And this was in the original concept. This was like Jimmie's main point. He's like, I want to be out there. I want my band to appear on those first 3 strums, like as if he's playing his band in. And the whole video again is kind of about Jimmie's growth, starting from nothing, walking out at the church, and then just kind of growing into that rock star. So how can you do that without your band? So logistically speaking, like I mentioned before, I think we actually had a robot arm, and this was like a 7.5-foot arm on a 15-foot track in the middle of this road in the middle of the woods. And what that does is it allowed us to have repeatable motion, so that as you can see the camera slowly pushing by, and when Jimmie strums, the timing had to be flawless and perfect every time and repeatable with the motion. So we then did this 3 different takes. The first one was with Jimmie from behind his back. The second one was with the band out in the road. And then we moved everything out of the way and got a third one with camera moving at the same speed. That way, when we put everything together, we got those strums happening right when the song starts, and we could bring the band in.
And now, Jimmie, tell me a little about your band. So this is your band that goes with you on tour. This has been with you?
With the hat on, the top hat like mine. That's Josh with the white guitar. That's Nate in the back with the other guitar. Fun fact, me and Nate have actually been playing music together since 2008. When I started my career with Josh, his brother Seth is on the drums, and Tate's on the bass. So yeah, those guys are great, man. I remember I first started off, I was paying these guys $25 a show, and they was helping me drive. So those boys,
they've been with you.
Been in my corner for the longest time. I'm never switching bands. I get people hit me up all the time because I know there are some artists that change band members out. Nah, not me. To me, we are a band. We're a pack.
I love it. And let's jump into our next frame. We have a few more for you. So I want to talk about this one. I know we kind of touched on the effect, but Chris, walk me through, what did this look like? Was this, how long was this post-production process? How did you, get this perfect? What did that look like?
So this was probably one of our toughest shots because while it looks difficult in the beginning with him disappearing, you also have to remember that we did this entire shot in one take on camera. So we go from Jimmie disappearing all the way until when he lands with the band. Whereas before we only had 3 shots kind of compositing them in. We had, I think, 6 or 7 different things that had to work flawlessly in this take in order to make it all flow perfectly. So the first one was Jimmie walking, his hand starts disappearing. And we kind of discussed what's the right moment for that to go. And there was a great beat where Jimmie was right in the middle. And we're like, what if a little electricity came off his hand and that kind of engulfed him? and marking, the end of the old Jimmie and then kind of this rebirth into the new Jimmie.
So this was that moment where it was like the switch.
This is that moment where we see a little of that magic power that comes off that guitar re-entering the frame to then overtake Jimmie as he then makes that transition.
Let's go on to this next frame for a moment. Oh, Jimmie, this is one of my favorite shots. This wink?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I wanted to have a moment because I felt like the whole thing just felt so serious. And people that know me, I like to have fun. I like to make sure everybody's comfortable and have a good time. I wanted to let people know, hey, look, Jimmie's still here. You know what I mean? And it's fun.
This road, I think, is so interesting. Did you guys have to, logistically, did you have to close off this road? And did you just have people monitoring so no one came down?
We did. So this was the Road Scout was a venture of its own. It was about 14 hours of driving around all of Nashville proper, as well as the surrounding areas, to find the perfect road that, we wanted it to be like a magic forest type. So we ultimately, at the very end of the day, about 7 p.m. when the sun was setting, stumbled upon this road, which is by Grand Ole Opry. And within the day, got our permits. We had 4 police officers, 2 on each side, shutting it down, as well as, I think there was like 6 or 7 huge production trucks, trailers, and the whole 9 yards. But we had the whole thing shut down the full day.
Let's move into the next frame. Jimmie in full on Rockstar mode. Jimmie, this looks like so much fun to shoot. What was this moment like?
We had the idea of jumping off a trampoline, but the stage was too small for a big trampoline and just too awkward and weird for a small one. So I said, I'm gonna just jump up in the air. So we did that about 12, 13 times. I was tired by then. Trying to jump up and down with boots on and low pants and a full belly. Woo!
But this outfit's worth it though. The jacket?
It was too hot for that jacket. I was sweating. Brad was sweating. But the thing is, you gotta sacrifice for the art because people can't tell the temperature by looking at the video. So you got
so true.
Like I sweated so much, the purple on my stars start dripping into the white. That shirt's ruined now.
Did you get to keep the jacket though, Jimmie? Come on, that one's still gotta be
I
salvaged.
still got the jacket. I wore the jacket on stage a couple nights ago.
Jimmie, I can't with you. So now, Chris, what was the frame rate for this one? Because I know you mentioned that you used a different type of camera. Was this when this came in?
Yeah, so we had what's called a phantom camera for this, as well as some of the shots in the next chorus. We were shooting at 1,000 frames per second. So our typical camera is 24 frames. So we're looking at like 0.1% of our speed.
So this is like slow-mo. This is like very slow.
As slow as it gets. And we sped it up to match with the beat of the song and kind of ramp that strum. So super, super slow motion here.
All right, let's jump ahead to this outdoor party. I want to talk about Brad Paisley being on set, which is so fun. Tell me a little bit initially about how this collab came about, Jimmie, with Brad.
Well, I was at Brad's house one day. Me, him, Tim McGraw, and Darius Rucker, just like hanging out. McGraw actually mentioned it first. He was like, yo, we should all do a song together. I was like, And I knew I was working on my collab album, so that's where it kind of really birthed itself. So I did a song with Tim, did a song with Darius and Charlie Pride. And I had Freedom, I wrote Freedom like a year and a half before. And I actually played it that night because everybody was just going around playing new songs. And Brad started playing guitar on it. I was like, dude, would you want to get on this song with me? And he said, dude, I would love to. So he hopped on it, sent me over his parts, sent me over his guitar parts. And yeah, we decided to make it the next single as well. So I was like, we got to have a music video for it. After watching all these Brad Paisley music videos I've seen, to now see myself standing next to Brad Paisley in a music video, it's like, and he had the classic Brad, like when he's on the back of the guitar singing, he's doing the eyes. And I was like, you go, Brad, you go with your bad self.
Okay, so we have 2 more for you really quickly. I want to jump into this next one because, Jimmie, I love the detail here. I want to talk about your guitar strap. It says Betty on it. Tell me a little bit about this.
So Betty is my grandmother who died in 2014. I named the album Betty James after my grandmom that died and my father that we lost in 2019. This guitar strap has her name on it, Betty, and I have another guitar strap with the number 15. That was my dad's favorite number. That was his baseball number. So yeah, you'll see 15, throughout my career, and that's what that means, just for my father.
Oh, wow, I love that. What does it mean to you to like watch this video back and see that, and such a reminder of like your family? I'm sure that's a powerful moment.
Yeah, it is, man. It's a great moment, super powerful. And it always makes me feel like, hey man, I did this video and I felt like they were there with me while I was doing it.
Now let's jump ahead to our very last frame. So I want to talk about this ending scene. So like you mentioned now, of course I've got to ask, there were alternative endings. Can you tell us what the other endings were and how did you decide on this one?
So the two I was going back and forth with was this one where I just turn around and walk to the car. Then there was one where I pull confetti out of my pocket and I look at it like, because see, we never say if any of this actually happened, you know? And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't do confetti because I want people to like not really have an ending, because if there's confetti, there's a chance that it did happen. But I want them to think whether it happened or not.
Chris, what about you? Were you always sold on this one?
I think so. Yeah, like Jimmie was saying, the moment that he steps out of the car in the beginning is the moment that reality is suspended. And throughout the entire course of the video, things just keep escalating and escalating, and it's as if we're living in this fever dream of Jimmie kind of projecting himself into this lifestyle as a rock star, which then, you know, in real life has manifested.
Well, this video is so great. Congratulations to you both. Freedom Was a Highway. It's so fun. Before I let you go, tell me a little bit. I know you said you mentioned you're collabing again. Tell me a little bit about what else we can look forward to from you both.
With me and Chris together, I told Chris I've always wanted to partner with someone that I can work with for a long time, to the point where he knows what I'm thinking. I know what he's thinking before I even have to say it. So music videos for sure. Hopefully a movie or a mini movie. We already filmed the next music video. We just finished that. Shot that in my hometown of Delaware. So that'll be coming out soon when we talk about what song that is later.
I can't wait until the day where we get some of that Jimmie Allen magic on the big screen. We do like a country musical or something like that. And I don't think it's too far into a fantasy to imagine that could be the case in a few years.
Jimmie Allen, Chris Beyrudy, thank you both so much for being here, and congratulations again on Freedom Was a Highway. So good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for watching our frame by frame for Jimmie Allen's Freedom Was a Highway. Make sure you go check out the music video and don't forget to stream all of his music on iHeartRadio. We'll see you next time.